Imagine a world where service and charity are not an obligation or a prideful showing of our good deeds, but simply a way of life. This is the essence of an all-Christian society that C.S. Lewis describes in his book, Mere Christianity. In his book, he describes what a fully Christian society would look like. It would be a place with no passengers or parasites. If a man does not work, he shall not eat. Everyone is meant to work with their hands so that they have something to give back to those in need. There will be no manufacturing of silly luxuries and advertisements persuading us to buy them, and there will be a constant obedience to all of those in authority. It would be a cheerful society, focusing on rejoicing rather than anxiety and worry. If there was such a society in existence, each of us would like some parts of it, but not all of it. In some ways, Christians have chosen to adopt the parts of Christianity that are easy and ignore the harder parts. Charity and service are some of these. Charity, C.S. Lewis states, quote, is an essential part of Christian morality, end quote. He emphasized that Christian charity requires sacrifice and challenges us to rethink how we approach generosity, not as a duty, but as a joyful, selfless act. There are many different ways we can show charity, love, and service to those around us. Lewis thinks, quote, charity means love in the Christian sense, but love in the Christian sense does not mean an emotion. It is a state not of the feelings, but of will, end quote. In other words, Christian love or true charity is not about liking someone or feeling affection towards them. It's about choosing to act with kindness and then showing it with deeds, giving sacrificially and not limiting to what is comfortable. If our charitable donations do not affect our lifestyle in some way, if they do not cause us to sacrifice luxuries, conveniences, or personal desires, then we may not be giving enough. He goes further by saying, quote, if our charities do not pinch or hamper us, I should say they are too small, end quote. This is a radical idea in today's world where many people only donate what they can comfortably afford without changing their way of life. Lewis argues that real generosity requires us to feel the weight of our giving. It should cost us something, whether that's the vacation we postpone, the expensive dinner we skip, or the personal comforts we set aside to help others. For many of us, the greatest obstacle of charity lies not in our luxurious living, but in our fear of insecurity and our pridefulness. This can be recognized as temptation and our fleshly desire to be praised by others. Additionally, it may be our desire to want to help our own relatives, friends, and neighbors. But how often do we limit our kindness to those we naturally like? But what about the difficult coworker, the neighbor that irritates us, or even the stranger we walk past every day? Lewis thinks very strongly that when we act in love, our feelings will follow. This is why service matters. Charity, when put into action, becomes service, small but powerful acts of kindness that show in our daily lives. This is why a teacher stays late to help a struggling student, or why a volunteer wakes up early to help at the homeless shelter. It's why Jesus himself bent down and washed the feet of his disciples, teaching us that true love is found in humility and service. As Lewis says, quote, the rule for all of us is perfectly simple. Do not waste time bothering whether you love your neighbors. Act as if you did. Let us live out this calling today. Thank you.